My gracious, we're going to do a retro reading. What do I mean? Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to jump back into a case that the courts have basically closed because we don't agree with the courts. When I say we, I'm talking about my 1111 family. There's nobody that's a part of my 1111 family, and it's not because I'm like, get the heck out of here. It's because they won't, I don't know how to put it. I guess it's that the ones that believe it seem to be trolls. I mean, just, Pillsbury Doughboys, tater tots. And I'm not talking about that good kind of casserole. I'm talking about tater tots that'll stalk you, that'll dox you, that'll treat you like garbage. We've got a mother in this case that's out here speaking against those that she begged to help her. Even ran a GoFundMe, got over $72,000, and then turned around and has advocated to take away our rights. And so there are those that are still stunned by the lack of interest. I'm trying to find words here for actual truth and justice for Jay Slater. We're still advocating for our right to express ourselves. Today, I'm going to do a reading on Jay Slater using the cards. There are a lot of tarot readers here. Now, if you're stuck on traditional tarot, which is all about twin flames and stuff, that's your ballgame. So when I read True Crime Tarot, it's based on the original meaning of the card, but put into a true crime understanding. And was it a crime with Jay? We don't really know. They're saying he could have been pushed or he could have fallen. That's what the courts offered. We've done our research, and our research is showing that something went wrong, very wrong. This kid ended up in the mountains in a remote location with ex-convicts, a pair of them, allegedly. And then he's found dead at the end of a ravine. The people he was hanging out around wouldn't even search for him till it got dark that night when he went missing in the morning. They didn't report him and say, here's his GPS, even though he gave them the GPS. He sent it to them. They didn't say to the police, we need rescuing. No. They said, we don't know where he is. Can't find him. But they had the GPS. Even the mother is quoted as saying, why didn't she go to him? Meaning Lucy. We're going to take all that and we're just going to put it aside. I need you to clean your energy. I'm cleaning mine. And we're going to see what the cards have to say. Now, after this, after we read the cards on Jay Slater, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask the questions as private eyes. So if you're a member and you're a private eye, and thank you so much for sponsoring our channel, we're going to give the questions over to the private eyes. But even if you're just a viewer, not even a subscriber, you're still going to be able to view the question, hear it, and watch the reading. After that, because we always have full day here, we have our Wednesday deck party, and you don't want to miss this. We have something fantastic we're giving away. It has a $45 value, and it's free shipping to everybody that orders over $50, so you don't want to miss it. All right, that being said, I am not a psychic. I do not play one on TV. I am not a medium. I do not talk to the dead. Jesus is my Savior. And therefore, God talks to us all the time. The question is, are we listening? Because if you're programmed that, God can't talk to you, that's your thing, not mine. Okay? So God does talk to us, and I am one that pays close attention, and that is the only one that's allowed to answer anything that I ask. Now, you're going to see my camera come in view, and then it'll go out of view because it's autofocus. So a lot of the times, if I have cards on the table, but I'm up here talking with my hand, these are going to be out of focus. So I don't need anybody to remind me that the cards are at times out of focus. I get it. I know why. Let's get into this, my lovelies. Welcome, everybody. I'm doing this for the justice and truth of Jay Slater. I'm also doing this for my beautiful 1111s that want the answers. Just a retro read. So we have the Truth Oracle deck. Let's get it in focus. And that's exactly what the box looks like. You can find it at 1111decks.com. I carry this deck. I want to see what it shows us. Now, these are not tarot cards. These are oracle cards. I would like to walk the events, the sequence of events in the Jay Slater case. Now, remember, everything is my humble opinion and interpretation of the cards. You, my dear, might feel completely different, and that's okay. I'm just sharing my opinion. All right, my lovelies, let's go. Everything's alleged. Jay Slater, let's walk that night, starting off with reconcile, repair, cure, understanding, and concession. So there had been some sort of a tiff where two people weren't getting along. And so there's this energy of trying to come back together. So separation is what I'm picking up. So there was a separation of people that came back together. Now, like I said, if I was doing a love reading, right, a traditional reading, I'd be like, they're going to get back together and it's lovers. But this is true crime. And reconcile basically means that people that were together got separated. That could mean physical. Now, a lot of you, I want to tell you, do not follow Mama D and shuffle that way. Because you'll go through your cards real fast. It'll wear them down. I just do what I want. I just do. We got the whole story. Let's get into it. Intuition, sixth sense, subconscious. That's like the rave, the lights of the rave, but there's nobody there. Like the dance floor is invisible. And the music's quiet. And it's just Jay singled out. All eyes on Jay. There's something at that nightclub, but I don't know if it's Papagayos or at the other place, Sugar Canes or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And yes, I know what it really is. I'm just trying to avoid a lawsuit. Roll the dice, take a chance, risk, leap of faith. So there was definitely risk involved in what they were doing. We all know that. We have Brandon wanting money. Jay can't do it. He took a risk. And I don't think it paid out. I'm not sure what that risk is, but roll the dice, right? Look at all the red. Okay, we got law as well, but we're going to get to that last. Miracle. Dream come true, get what you want. So this journey, right? This could be the entire trip ending in blood. This is a risk, an opportunity. It's not just, oh, I'm going on vacation. I believe this is the opportunity where you can make some fast-paced money. And that could be why we have so much activity on that debit card and hearing of payments being made to that debit card to Jay. But yet, all of a sudden, he can't get funds out of that. I don't think it's about the 200. I think when he couldn't get the 200 out, that was the sign that there was some risk that wasn't going to pay off. We have miracle, dream come true, get what you want. That's that opportunity. And I could just imagine seeing the island in here, Tenerife. And he's like, well, that could really put me ahead a lot if it all worked out. Here's the thing. It's not on the up and up with Jay. It's not. He didn't go there for just the rave. I'm not sure he understood how serious the deal was that he had gotten into. But he has this silence card. And indeed, everybody kept their mouth shut about the truth. So we have keep silent, coercion, hint, and silence. And we have that silent. And then we have law, lawyer, judge, police, right? Silence to the police. So it's a pact. And if you go into it, you can't, it's like going into, the Thieves Guild. You can't turn around and call the law for help. So there's something here about a silent pact and so forth. All right, we're going to move this all up. Now, after this, you guys, I can't wait to find out what your questions are. I'm very excited. You guys always ask better questions than I do. That's the Truth Oracle deck. That really told me a lot. All right, now, we're going to get into my little deck, which is our mini 1111 True Crime deck, also available at the shop. These, you can do this too all day long. It won't hurt them. That's why I use the stock of card that I do. Okay. We have weapon. So tool, defense, control. Now, you could think of it as, that story about knives and so forth in the pants. But this is saying weapons are involved in some manner. Could be for control of a victim, or it could be in defense. Next, we have backyard around the home. Now, for me, I see Masca. But if you really look at the bigger picture, this is following from home. This is something that didn't just occur in Tenerife. This is something that he had been practicing for a while in this group. Perhaps 5 months, perhaps 5 years. But it's around the yard, so it is back home in the sense. And that's that roll the dice. He has a chance to travel. We have inside structure, attic, basement, and crawl space. Interesting. Roll the dice, inside structure, attic, basement, crawl space, and then this is the opportunity. So it could be considered underground opportunity. In other words, dark deal. Underground opportunity. Roll the dice. Kind of like, are you making a deal with the devil? Show me this miracle and silence. Thank you. So he gets this visitor pass. He's on, they're already going there. He's the tag along. Okay? But his mom does book the room. But there's a guest, a passerby, a traveler involved here. This could be somebody from the back home that also goes to Tenerife. And then we have spouse, partner, marriage, teammate. I don't think it's a spouse. I think it's a partner. So this could be the visitor card, you guys. You're going to have to do your own thinking, your own critical thinking. Could this be that partner is teaming up with him? This visitor would be Brad. It could be Lucy. They're both on an airplane. They're both traveling as partners, and it could be all three of them, to this opportunity. How we doing on time? Okay. I want to get into, we're going to move these all up. I want to get into the True Crime Oracle deck over here. There's the Truth Oracle I showed you. This is the True Crime Oracle. All the names are so close, right? All right, let me see what's going on over here. We have this deal that went down. Show me what the clues are about this pact of silence, and look at that, justice. Justice. I was saying silence in the law. We get justice. Well, that could be karma. Just saying. There's definitely justice going to play out in some manner. But I also believe there could be law involved because we have silent law now. It's almost saying that the law over there knew what happened because they knew this is how the game was played, but they decided to remain silent. Show me this intuition and the risk. Homicide, yeah. It resulted in a homicide. And look, there's the knife. And look at the blood. Jai! Jai! I thought you said he wouldn't get stabbed. Lucy's all about knives. She talked about getting stuck by a cactus. We got beach audio where she's saying, I thought you said he wouldn't get stabbed. She's the one saying that he was running around with knives in his trousers. It's all about knives with her. Show me this opportunity and then rolling the dice with the homicide. Show me a clue about who committed the homicide. Lies, tricks, and lies. The magician, the liar. Who is the magician? Gosh, you guys, do you see Lugsta? Luggy, luggy, luggy. Sluggy, luggy. Anyway, I don't know who it is. Just looks like him to me. Yeah, money, greed. This is all about money and greed. They felt they were lied to by Jay. Aliens, you guys. I think that means people that don't belong in that country, though. So they're visitors. And they wanted revenge. And they're from back home, you know, this around the home, this infrastructure, if you will, of the gang mentality from back home. Think of the weapon landing right here by the homicide card. Somebody wanting justice, wanting revenge with a knife. This was planned, in my opinion. All right, we're going to get into a little bit of the tarot. We're still doing good on time. And I will be very much wanting to know what your questions are. So when you get in the other live, there'll be a reprieve just so I can set up the cameras and change the lineup there. But make sure and post your questions right away so I can get through the questions and not the, because we have a limited time. So we have the truth speaker here. Talking about the past energy. You could see that as me, the seer, talking truthfully, confirming the reading. But there's more. This is almost like a court, a law. This could be a judge sitting on their throne with their gavel. This is a truth speaker. And this is the past energy. So the only thing I know of, and I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but I'm just telling you, is that this is the past energy card. This is the past demons. This is the past knowledge. And the books are still open on the Wheel of Fortune. When you get to the World card, you have the 4 icons, but the books are closed because the Akashic records have basically been sealed when you get to the World because that chapter's over. So this is saying it was still being written. The past was still being written. And this is court. So we have homicide, lies, home, weapon, right? Reconcile. It's somebody from his past. Absolutely reconciling with the past. That's what this read is about. We have greed. Whoa. Judgment. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, judgment. So judgment came in reverse. We have temperance, both major arcanas. Judgment being the 20th card. All right. Jay was just about to turn 20. We think of judgment as a finality. There is no more. You've been weighed, you've been measured. We've been talking about court, and we have judgment. Judgment came in reverse because this person felt like court didn't give him justice. And it's all about revenge and justice. So he felt like the court, this person feels like the court didn't deliver the justice that they wanted. And so they're unsettled. This is temperance. This is somebody that's trying to temper themselves, but it's a lengthy process. It's, repeating the same thing over and over. Heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, fold it, bend it. And that's how you temper a sword. So we have this Archangel Michael, Sagittarius fire energy, very unsatisfied with the court in the past because of a poor judgment that was delivered. And that's when the illusion starts. This person begins to manifest revenge to get their justice. Major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. This is something that this person planned. And they had all the tools to do it. And they took swift action with a knife. You see the knife, the dagger, the sword. Yes, the knife, the sword. Was this person using the Airbnb in Masca? That's probably why that person's name couldn't be revealed. Yeah, we've got absolutely this person paid to rent there or paid someone to rent it for them. And Jay was brought to him. 3 of Swords, total betrayal, 3-way. We have Jay's energy, the lure, the person meant to bring him. And then we have the final sword by the person. And so this is a 3-way. Now think of this. We've heard of Jay being swooped up after being stabbed outside of exiting Papagayos by 2 different sources, both saying he was whisked away. When you stab someone in the leg, they can't run away, they can't get away. And so was that the capture point and more of an abduction, taking him to Masca to meet this person? Because that's what I'm picking up. Let's ask the cards how close I am. Liar, cheater, thief are waiting. And you can see it's the circus, right? It's the tents. This is like little Masca. And the liar and cheater thiefer is knives, leaving everybody vulnerable. They cannot defend themselves. They've got no swords. He's the only one with the knife. That's why he was lying in a ditch, cut by a cactus. Because after they stabbed him, he was thrown somewhere and left to die. That's what happened. Told you. Left to die. He was alive when he was deposited there. And he did make that call, saying he thought he was going to die. And that he'd been stabbed and left for dead in the mountains. Was he thrown off the cliff? Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Planted. So this is telling me he was left for dead. I bet he was thrown so that his fall, if you would, I don't know. But this is staged. This person has planted things, right? The tree, the money tree. This is the long-term landowner. You could see this as a philia. And we have a witness to this staging, to this false event. All right, my lovelies, I'm coming up to top side. That is what I have for you. I'm going to clean up my cards. We can get together and I'll let you ask your questions. That was informative. A lot of the times it helps to clear the energy and not study the case at all. And then just do a reading, because that's when I get the best understanding of what the cards are saying. So I want to thank you for joining me. This is where you leave me. However, if you would like to continue on with me, I will be over in just a few minutes to hang out with you. That being said, I still pray for justice for Jay. We never know when truth is going to come in. We don't know how it's going to come in. We don't know how the universe is going to handle it. But I assure you, the universe balances everything out one way or another. One way or another. It's going to come and get you. Just saying. Justice is coming. I appreciate your time. I thank you for all the hypes and the likes and everything that you've been doing to support this channel. You guys, this channel has been growing by leaps and bounds. Like, I've been getting A+s from YouTube a lot lately. And it's like, oh, they love me as much as I love them. So I want you to know, I do love you. I love you to the moon and back. And I'm just grateful we have this time where we can, like, voice for Jay, and that privilege hasn't been taken away. That right hasn't been taken away. Now it's your turn. So be the voice for Jay. Jump over if you'd like to and ask your question. And perhaps you'll get the goat. You never know. If you ask the best question in the world, you'll get the goat. There'll be about a 3-4 minute pause in between while I'll switch things up, clear the deck, clear the energy, and I'll be right back.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think that